If you want to play some tactical World War II game and you don't want to learn like a gazillion complicated rules, but super easy rules, I have a game for you. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and today we are going to take a closer look at yet another Kickstarter. And this one is called Clash of the Ardennes. This is a strictly two-player game with a little back and forth, super easy rules, but very tactical, very thinky game. So let's get down to the table. Let me show you how the game plays a little bit, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, so this is the setup of the game, and as you can see, it's pretty easy, pretty simple. So basically you will have this like a frame, and this frame represents the streets of Carentan, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and you are battling for the streets. So there is like these 7 notches on each side where you will be starting and advance, and the goal is to advance from over here to over here for the American player, and for the German player, of course, to advance from here to over here. So how you do that is basically by all these tiles. Now I place them all in front of me because if I put them here, I cannot show you how the game works. But basically each of the players has a few different units at their disposal. So what you have first of all is infantry, and as you can see there is 3 type of infantry. So there's a regular infantry, just the privates, and there's lots of privates, and we have 2 corporals, colonels, I don't know how it's pronounced, my god, and we have a sergeant. So sergeant always beats these guys, and these guys will beat the infantry, the private guys. So that's the infantry tiles. So we have the anti-tank mines, so you can defend against tanks possibly, and we also have a lot of different tanks. Not different, they're all the same, but you have a lot of tanks. And there's also 4 special units that you will have in the game. So this is a spy, he basically kills everything. And then we have the tank that is like a command tank that has some special ability to flank the other streets. And we have like our general, he's also infantry like these guys, but since he's a general, he takes more spaces. He's basically like 2 infantry tiles and 1 mine. Yeah, 2 infantry tiles and 1 anti-tank mine. So you can cover a lot of ground with this guy only. And we also have a mortar that's infantry, but he attacks infantry on the other streets that are not adjacent but 1 space away from them. Now, I will not be going through all of these units, how they work, what they do, but basically on your turn you have 4 actions that you can spend, and then it's the other player's turn, and you go back and forth until somebody gets their objective. So before I start explaining how the game works, we have objectives. Each of the players will get one of these objectives, and you will have to do it. For example, this one says your objective is to conquer the middle street with only 4 units and a street of your choice. So you need to conquer the middle streets. As I said, there's 7 streets. You need to conquer the middle one using only 4 units. Now it's possible without using the general, and I will explain you how. And then you just have to win another street of your choice. And this one says that the objective is to conquer 2 outer streets and a street of your choice. So you need to conquer these 2 streets and 1 of your choice. But basically you need to conquer 2 or 3 streets over the objective. And once you conquer one of the streets, you will get these victory cards that will give you some really nice sweet advantage. So you really want to go for these if possible. And basically how the game plays is you have 4 actions. So one of the action is to place one of these tiles, either tanks, infantry, whatever you want, on any of the streets, however you want. So for example, for one action I can go and put a tank over here, and for another action I can, let's say for example, place infantry in front of the tank, to guard them from the anti-tank mines. And then I can put, let's say, another tank over here, and maybe I can put a general over here. Now that would not be a somewhat a good move, but just for the explanation of the game itself. And then it's the other player turn, even though these should be played on this side. This is the American side, but nevertheless it is the same. So yeah, basically that's what you do on your turn, and then the other player's turn. Now there's also the other different possibilities for let's say, for example, for 2 actions you can move this guy in front of these guys, and then you can advance like this, and this is also 2 actions, and that's 4 actions. I'm done. So other player starts now. Because I started this, I can't put a tank in front of them like this. I need to, like, if I want to put a new tank on this street, I need to put him like here, like so. And the main thing of the game is the game works like a rock paper scissors system. So what that means is that tanks will always defeat infantry. Infantry will always be defeating the mines, and mines will defeat tanks. So they go around in a circles. And there's also another action that you can do for 3 points if you are locked, for example. So let's say the enemy tank showed up here, but they decided that they don't want to attack you. Attack is free in this game. Let's say, for example, that tanks from this side came and they don't want to attack you. Now you are blocked. And what can you do on your turn is you can use 3 action points to remove this one, for example, and maybe put 2 anti-tank mines, and then you can attack this tank. So now you can attack a tank and destroy it, and maybe subsequent tanks in behind. And you can also decide to block it, like he blocked you last turn. Now you can block him. So, and you will go like that back and forth. The great thing are these special units. So infantry is like super long. This general, he can conquer a lot of street in just one action. And if you have a tank that is a command tank, he will flank other units. So if it's here and you have some infantry here and here, that is the opposing infantry, and in front of you, they will attack those infantry and they will destroy them. And then you have this mortar, and if you put him on this street and there's some infantry on the one street away, not the adjacent, but one away from adjacent, then you can attack those units and destroy them. And the spy basically kills anybody in the game. But the thing is, you can only have one special unit on the board at any time. I mean, from one side. So if I put the general in play, those 3 guys can't come in play unless I remove the general or he is somewhat killed or chased away, let's say, because he can always come back. You never lose them forever. And in case that, as I said, in case that you manage somehow to get to the end of the other street, you will use one of these tokens to represent that that street is locked. However many units you have in them, they cannot be attacked. So if it's just one tank or if it's a full line, you cannot attack this line anymore. This street is conquered by the US Army. They will get 1 victory card, and those victory cards you can use whenever they suit you, or once, or you have to play the immediate effect. So they can give you the stuff like the infantry can kill the spy, even though spy can only be killed by another spy and stuff like that. Now the German side has all the same boards. These are just different artworks. So basically the tanks, as you can see, it is just a different artwork, but everything is the same. So you are playing with the same armies from each side, and it's just you trying to outthink the opponent. And yeah, in a short, that's how the game plays. Now let's talk a little bit about it. Okay, so that was Clash of Ardennes. And yeah, as you saw, it is super easy game. The rules are very simple, but yet the game is really strategic. It has a lot of tactic, lots of back and forth trying to outsmart your opponent and win those streets. Now, I am a huge fan of the World War II history. I watched countless documentaries about warships, about all kinds of different things, but the most interesting to me thing is these like street battles during the World War II, and I really like the tactics that were used in some cases, some heroic deeds of some noted people in that part of the history. And yeah, I really do enjoy World War II games, but I don't play them that much because, you know, most of them are these like cheats and cardboards and whole bunch of rules. I know that there are simple ones. I do know that they exist. I'm not, it's not like I'm not aware of them. But this one really looked like something that is just the right thing for me, and I must say I enjoyed it really, really much. It is so simple to teach the rules, to learn the game. The game is super simple, and yet the gameplay offers so much strategy, so much outsmarting of your opponent, stuff like that, that I really, really enjoyed it. I would say this is like a chess, basically, but you have tanks. So I just enjoyed it. I think it's a good two-player game that represents World War II very well. The components look stellar, even though this is a prototype version. I have to say that one more time. This is everything is prototype. Everything will look probably not probably everything will look way better when it is fully produced. But all of these components are wood components, so these are like wooden tiles. Like you can hear, these are just like wooden tiles, and it just the feel of them is really nice, and everything looks so great. So if you are looking for some two-player game, and you are looking for something that is World War II themed, and you want to have like a little bit of chess going on, definitely check this one out. There is a link to the Kickstarter in the description down below. Go check it out. It is really nice game, and I love it. I'll say it one more time. It's like a chess game, but you have tanks. So yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for checking out this video. Do join me next time, and until then, pozdrav. Look at the game that is coming to Kickstarter. It is a game called the Clash, not the Clash, the Clash, the Clash. Sinuses. Where everything is like super tactical and all that. And all that super tactical. Yeah, it's like tactic, but super.